Hi, I'm Joy Elaine, author of the Joy Chronicles, and here are some tastes of the adventures awaiting your discovery in Book 3, A Wish is Granted. There is a lot of information about fairies in this book, including how the girl fairies created boy fairies, there were big design challenges, and how the girl fairies began having babies, definitely not like humans. I even got to conduct a fairy wedding ceremony, and the vows exchanged by the bride and groom were the tenderest I've ever been privileged to listen to. On September 22nd, the Swizzlers received individual souls, and the Joy Council erupted with their joyful but frenzied roller skating. Even though they had existed since the beginning of creation and are incredibly wise, they also act like they are about 5 years old. Since they never sleep, they never get tired, and they are wild to experience everything they can possibly experience, the pony created a Swizzler Olympics. For the sack race, the pony made the sacks so small and tight that everyone but the Swizzlers was forced to have their heads down past their knees. The Swizzlers simply made their arms longer and pogo hopped to triumph. In wrestling, they were impossible to pin. Remember, they're just sticks. And they were naked, greased, and they took their hair off. Later, when Charlie told me that he would like to have a mother, I promptly adopted him and the other 93 Swizzlers and volunteered Tonas to be their papa. Kailea, a woman in my soul lineage, visited our Moon Council and asked for assistance for her world, Zola. We were able to include her universe in the transmissions Tonas and I sent to Earth from Nishimura. Doing that laid the foundation for the development of a Joy Council in her universe. Throughout this book, emissaries from other universes asked to join our council so that they could share in the transmissions we had been sending out. My challenge was figuring out how to spell the names of universes and their representatives. Here are 2 examples. Silga Holinra from the Lomiria universe and Arita Vorinia from the Akane universe. By the end of this book, there are Joy Councils in most of the other 46 universes. Some councils started out with only 1 or 2 people, but the Zanash universe had a council of 90 million for their inauguration. I got to learn quite a bit more about dragons from Moonfred and spoke with some very interesting people who weren't people at all. One of my favorites, a very tall individual named Erones, had a green feathered bird head and came from the Sahoteka universe. I also met with a woman named Matrias Sunamara Kilosh in order to find out how her entirely feminine universe worked. Yes, there are no males of any species. We calculated she was about 17 feet tall, and members of her species lived for about 900 years. Another of the council representatives, Zasit, looked like a little girl, except that she was over 100 years old. Although she walked upright and could breathe out of water, she had a fishtail in place of legs. December 21st, 2014, I visited our Joy Council, and Tonas told me that many of our key members were in the Nordani universe, since that entire universe was now at war. He felt that this resulted because Planio Shear, their emissary to our Joy Council, committed their universe to be part of our council. Tonas assured me that the Ashtar Command was guarding Earth, but I was really shaken when he mentioned that there were many outposts in our universe that could be affected. We did manage to keep the lid on that situation, but on Christmas Day, I learned that Planio Shear had been murdered. Her body had been placed in stasis, and although the non-dual members on our council could have revived her, they were not allowed to do anything like that. Tonas said it was good she'd been dead for 3 days. I didn't necessarily agree that was good because it turned out that I was going to be the one who had to revive her. Tonas and members of our council accompanied me to the Nordani Universe Council building, and I did revive her with the assistance of a diopside necklace that Solomon gave me. I had no idea how I actually did it. Before I discuss the party at the end of this book, I need to tell you that Charlie and our Joy Council began to implement a plan to assist all stars, moons, suns, and planets a chance to embody and to meet their soulmates. At Laponi's birthday party, we were privileged to hear many of their voices from the future, and at the end of this book, you may read their words. Osiris, Charlie, Tonas, and I began trying to plan Laponi's birthday party, but soon realized the difficulty of doing so since we couldn't involve him in the planning. On Osiris's recommendation, we decided to enlist the help of a genie named the Great Komali. I was mightily disappointed when he revealed that his plan for Laponi's birthday was going to be a circus. I was so downhearted about that plan that I consulted with my SVH friend Jill Marie. She promptly took drastic action. Tonas told me that when Jill Marie told Komali her plan, he said he wouldn't do it. When she said she was going to fire him, he burst into flames. Unfazed, she sent him to a room to think about it and told him that if he couldn't be a team player, he could take his shoddy tent and leave. During Laponi's birthday party, Jill Marie's future self, speaking to the assembled party guests, explained that she had a conversation with Laponi in the future and asked him what he desired more than anything in the world. He told her, "If I can be everything for Joy, give me that, so that I may know that I have done all that I could do for her and for her passion and for our quest that we all join in heart." Jill Marie continued by explaining that she had seen the future and Laponi, along with our Joy Council teams, accomplished what he asked to be able to do. She then guided us in watching the culminative, which will occur in approximately 350 years in the future. We saw the boundaries between the universes erase, and the sentient beings on all stars, moons, and worlds, as well as those worlds themselves, began ascending into the fifth realm. All universes merged into one great star and then moved into the fifth realm. This concludes my description of some of the events in Book 3, A Wish is Granted. Namaste.